Hi, I want to thank you first for coming to my channel. It seems that other people are starting to come. That's great. We'd love to see that. And I appreciate your likes and comments. And please continue to do that. Today I want to speak specifically regarding astrology. I don't think that I've spoken to this in the previous videos that I've put out, but I've been practicing astrology for 35 years or so, a little bit longer. And I remember there was a point in time after 10, 15 years that I still didn't have a consistent way of putting together an astrological chart and how to approach it, and how to delineate a chart. You need to have a plan. And the only way to have a plan is to find yourself a teacher, find yourself a school, find yourself a program that'll teach you how to go about breaking down a chart and establishing the ins and out of an astrological chart. So there are a few links that I belong to, astrology groups on Facebook, and I see countless times, time and time again, astrologers who, well-meaning, they don't know how to do this. They don't know how to put an astrological chart together. Not to say they don't understand astrology, they just don't know how to put that product together. And so my thoughts on that are to find yourself a mentor, teacher, find yourself a program, find yourself a college. Let's see, I have some written down here. There's NCGR, National Council for Geocosmic Research. I'm pretty certain they offer structured classes in different levels, and eventually you can graduate. Then there's Kepler College, and there's the AFA, the American Federation of Astrologers, and I studied with, what was his name? I can't remember his name, but I do remember Noel Teal, and he was a really, really good teacher. He's a world-renowned teacher. He's moved on, he's passed, but I believe if you go to his link, they still offer classes, master class under the same name, but through a different teacher. I don't remember. I don't know what teacher that is, but if they're still offering it, I could recommend it. I would recommend it. To find yourself somebody who can help you delineate a chart, somebody who can teach you how to approach the chart and be able to be consistent time after time after time, and not get worried about where do I start, where do I end, where's the middle. If you don't have an established approach, it's always going to be different for you. The beginning, the middle, and the end. They'll always be different. But if you find yourself a mentor, program, college, you'll be taught on how to approach the chart in a fashion to where you do have a distinct beginning, middle, and end. And what got me to thinking about this was today or the day before, the Facebook astrological groups. I belong to a number of them. There's always a few people who want to be smart-mouthed and don't have the credentials to do anything other than speak poorly of another person. But that's always going to happen. That's just projection. That's just jealousy. But they'll argue the point. For instance, I think it was, peregrination. Peregrination is a very, very important aspect in astrology. It's not something that you see all the time, but it's not a rarity either. So peregrination is a planet that is not Ptolemically aspected with the major Ptolemaic measurements, which are the conjunction, the sextile, the trine, the square, the opposition. So if the planet doesn't have any of those, an inconjunct doesn't count, Quinticile doesn't count. Semi-sextile, semi-squares, those do not count. And so peregrination is when you don't have the major Ptolemaic aspects to a planet or planets. And it does matter, and it does show itself, but you need to be aware of it, or else it's not going to do you any good. And so one of the other persons in the group, I'm not going to say what group it was, but came all unglued about the peregrination part, saying, I see you've been hanging with, picking up bad habits from no LTL. And this person doesn't have anything to back himself up. But what he's doing was, one of the big things in astrology is, and I think in anything else, is application. Apply what you maybe won't agree with, but apply it. See if it doesn't work. See if that person's wrong. And the only way to apply it is to do a chart after chart after chart that you see, and see if it does apply. And if it doesn't, in your mind, disregard. Don't use it. But if you see that there's an established methodology to it, use it. It's to your benefit and eventually to your client's benefit. Same thing with the anaretic degrees, the critical degrees. If you don't think that they matter, make sure that they don't matter to you through application. Not through, oh, I heard somebody talking about it, or I don't like this particular individual, so it doesn't matter. That's not the way you do astrology. Astrology is a science. And there are too many people who think it's not, but it is a science. And so application is very important. And if there are a good number of astrologers who say that it does matter, pay attention. Pay attention to that. It's not up to the individual really to determine, unless you're open-minded enough to use the whatever in application. And so, and the only way to do that is a tried and tested application. See how it works. See, does it matter? And more often than not, you'll find that it does matter. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. And I see that I'm almost 8 minutes, and I didn't mean to go this much. And maybe I've been rambling, but if I have been rambling, make sure to be open-minded. Make sure to have a teacher. Make sure to get some accreditation, because just because you say I don't agree with you, that doesn't mean anything. It just means you don't agree. You can't say I disagree with you because of this or because of that. You just have a closed mind, and that's no way to participate in science. All right. Have a good rest of, I don't know where you're at. I'm in California. Have a good rest of the Wednesday. And if you're already into Thursday, have a good rest of the week. Thanks for checking in. Bye.